get it better at doing that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, 8:32, call the meeting to order. Approval of agenda, please. Sorry, 6:32. So 6. I hope I'm out. How's that? 8:32. Approval of agenda, please.
So moved.
Second. So we are going to move the executive session number 6 down to right underneath number 12, right in there. Okay. And then I think that's it that we have. We don't need to say that. We're good. Okay.
Julie?
All right, yes.
Do we need another executive session for the principal-related matter?
No?
Okay.
I guess when we get to that point, we can ask that question if somebody would like one, but wasn't planning on it. All right, so all in favor, any other changes? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Approval of the minutes from January 27th.
So moved.
There's just one correction.
Okay,
What was here?
who?
Angela. She's not here.
Oh, gotcha.
Out for you.
Thank you.
Second.
We're gonna get to that, but that could benefit your pocketbook too.
You what?
We're gonna get to that, but that could benefit your pocketbook
Any other?
too.
You have one too?
How we get paid.
You're right here. Go ahead, Amy.
I'd like it to reflect somewhere in there that we had discussed the next community forum for the innovation project to be held after our community meeting. And I didn't find that reflected in the minutes, but for those that do read the minutes, I think we need to throw that back in there because we did discuss it.
So on the 24th.
At 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock, after our budget meeting, we're going to have the bond meeting, bond hearing and community forum. So 2 things so far. Anything else? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment? All right. Correspondence? Okay. Committee reports. Finance.
Right, I'd like to make a motion to, for Slate Valley payments in the amount of $2,148,418.17.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Make a motion for food services bills in the amount of $20.
Second.
Any questions? How many milks is $20? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Oh, I have.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
And I'd like to make a motion for grants in the amount of $46,487.15.
Second. Any questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, excellent. We're on to audit action.
So Cheryl reviewed the audit results with us from R.H.R. Smith and Company. And we would like to make a motion to approve the audits from R.H.R. Smith and Company.
For the year ended June 30, 2019.
Sounds like a plan.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? So she's going to send it to all of us electronically, right?
Right, yes,
So we're
I'm
all
gonna
going to
send-
get everything
But
electronically.
I have like 5 sets of paper copies if you want a paper copy. So
Correct.
it'll all go out to you electronically. And then it's linked on our website and those types of things.
And Cheryl will be happy to take questions at next meeting. So today we're just approving that we got it and accepted it, and then question. We'll give you time to read it.
3
3 of
audits.
them.
3 audits, correct?
Yep, 3 audits.
Yep. Yep, we were still Orwell, Addison, Rutland, and Slate Valley for this audit.
This isn't necessarily approval of the findings of the audit, just that we've received it.
You just
Right.
accept
You-
it. That's
we do
all
not-
you
we never
do.
do an
You
approval of
accept
it.
the
You just
report
accept it.
because the report's done. All you can
Yeah.
do is accept it.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Policy Committee.
I make a motion to warn,
Did we do it? Did I not call the vote?
We didn't call a vote.
Didn't call the vote. All right. No other question? All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Excellent. All right, policy committee.
I make a motion to warn the policy on participation of board members.
Second.
Any questions about that? Yep.
Has this changed?
Yes, because we are anticipating not having two meetings. There may be an opportunity not to have two meetings this next year. And so 75%, if you attend 75% of the scheduled board meetings.
So if I remember correctly, previous, it was 8 of 12, which is 2/3, and if you didn't meet that threshold, it was on a per-meeting basis.
That is correct.
So now it's 75%, and it's all or nothing. Does phone participation count as attendance?
I would think it would.
Yes.
Okay. And what about excused absences, sick, or at a sporting event, or, I mean, is there any consideration given to those board members who are proactive and communicating their absence? Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, can I ask another question? What about committee meetings? Those don't count towards anything either?
No.
Those are just for fun, Angela.
So to
Solely
Tony's
for
point,
fun.
has it been decided that we're going to reduce the schedule to one per meeting?
It could happen, but not necessarily.
It'll be
It's
presented
nothing-
at
Plan
the
is at the
reorganization.
reorganization meeting to bring you two schedules, one with 2 meetings a month, one with 1 meeting a month, and then you can decide what you would like to do. Because I didn't hear a real,
Consensus.
right.
Yes or no?
Depends on.
You have a month to think about it.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, all in favor to warn the policy?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so it's warned. Not adopted yet, just warned. All right, field trip request, which I believe was to Boston.
Yes. Fairhaven.
Yep, Fairhaven.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any questions? Scrolling down to it, because it was way at the bottom. There it is. Is this what you guys do Applefest for and those type things for this? Just out of curiosity,
I
what does
think
Fairhaven do?
They do
It
do,
looks like
I mean, the
raise
kids.
the money.
Right, the kids.
It says the
Right.
kids raise the money on that.
Yeah, I mean, they do sell like the candle things and the wrapping paper that's.
I'm not sure if it's specifically Applefest.
Yeah, no, I think
Oh,
Applefest.
okay, gotcha.
So this isn't the entire 8th grade class going to Boston, it's specifically just the museum? Is that correct?
No, it's the entire
No, it's the entire 8th grade class is going to the
Museum
museum.
of Science.
So down and back?
Yep. Yep. Any other questions? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, great. Field trip request approved. Okay, the fiscal year 21 school calendar was also in your packet. Would anybody like a physical copy? I know mine goes right on my fridge. You sure?
I do have them, so I'll pass it around.
There you go.
If you'd like one, you may take one.
I feel like it was right at my desk at work.
I get one. I'm ahead of the game.
We don't question approved, then this is-
So it's pretty I mean, it's typically what we have. It's just because Labor Day is so, yes, you approve it. Labor Day's late this year.
I guess so. What are we gonna-
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the fiscal year 21 school calendar?
Make a motion to approve it.
Second?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Yes, Tim?
If you could just refresh my memory on the thought process behind the monthly half-day Friday in-service?
Yeah, so traditionally, we have struggled with getting professional development time for staff, and in the past, we've done a lot of pull-out days where we've had, pulled out like all third grade teachers for professional development and hired substitutes. We're just not able to do that financially, as well as we just don't have the substitutes to hire. So that's really, with this shift with Act 77, PBL, personalized learning, we really need that additional time with staff. So that's how we're getting it, because contractually, we can't add full day in service days, but we can add half days.
I don't know, my kids love it.
That's what the early
And,
release days are.
Yeah, the early release days. Yep.
I understand what you're saying, and I totally empathize. It is hard on families,
I know,
actually.
I know.
And I hear that a lot.
What time are they let out?
Well, each school's slightly different, but around 11:30, we feed them lunch and.
I mean, to Josh's point, I mean, is there ever consideration of just doing a whole day as opposed to a
Well,
half
that's
day?
negotiated with the union. I can't make that, that would have to be through negotiations. That's part of the issue. Those are negotiated. Also, our calendar is done around the Stafford calendar, so I can't add full day in services in the middle of the school year.
Well, instead of making it a half-day Friday, can you make it a whole day
No,
Friday?
I cannot.
You can't do that either?
Nope. Nope.
Because Stafford doesn't have those days off, so everybody.
We have to have the same
Students wouldn't get there.
175 student days as Stafford has. So that's mandated by law to make our calendar around the Stafford calendar. So,
Could you combine 2 days, like the 18th of September and the 15th of October, and make it one?
I would have to add it at the beginning or the end of the school year. I can't have it in the middle of the school year. And contractually, we only have 7 in-service days for staff. Like, I can't add more. I can have less student days.
Half days are a student.
No, I realize that, but I was trying to adjust to that. But I guess it wouldn't matter. You can let the kid out for a whole day or half a day.
Right,
Still gonna be an issue.
right.
At least a half a day they get fed,
Yeah.
they get breakfast and lunch.
I mean, there's not a good answer. An easy answer, anyway.
You said 7 in-service days?
Full day in services.
So 189 minus 181 is 8. Lower right-hand corner, is there 8?
I gave you the calendar I handed out. It's an updated calendar.
Okay,
Should
yeah,
say
you're right,
188
Okay,
on
I
it.
apologize.
Yep. We caught that error.
No decrease in student days from last year, the year before, or previous years? Same.
Not so far unless something contractually changes through negotiations, but this is contractually what we have in the master agreement.
So do we have to make a motion to approve this? Okay, I'll make that motion.
We do.
Yeah,
Oh,
We already did a first and a second, we just haven't voted, we're in discussion. Any other thoughts about the calendar or questions about the calendar?
If we move forward with building, how will that impact classes here? And if we start a process of putting together the innovation project, how does that impact, or does it impact at all?
No.
The current plan we have for the phasing of the project doesn't impact
No,
students.
because the intent is to build the middle school first and then cycle the high school kids into the middle school space so that we're not disrupting class time. I mean, if the bond passes, we'll get more into the,
More detail.
we'll refine the details of that, but that's the current plan. Any other questions?
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, high school principal contract.
So, as you're aware, we convened a committee to look at candidates for the high school principal position. We had 12 candidates. I sent you an email yesterday with some of the general information around this. Last Thursday, committee of 13 interviewed 5 candidates for the high school principal position. Rebecca served on that committee as your board representative. And the committee unanimously has brought forth a name, Phil Hall, who's our current CVS assistant principal. Phil's here with us tonight. I don't know if you'd like to say anything or if you guys have any specific questions for Phil, but he is who I would be recommending to the board to hire, and I do have a contract for him tonight for 2 years.
So can you tell us, Brooke, who is on the committee?
Yes, so Rebecca was on the committee. We had 2 teachers, Kim Ransom and Nate Morris. Jackie Phillips was on the committee, Allie Morgan, Jess Adams, Maurice Omet.
Maurice Weeman was on it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Myself, Casey, Kim Perhoda, Kate Leith, Margaret Hayward, and Sam St. Peter as student rep.
Yep. So, wow, that's a large group. To be interviewing in front of, if anybody's ever gone through interviews. So, all right, anybody have any questions for Phil, or you feel like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I have a couple questions that the board can discuss, and then I do have one question for Phil specifically. When we first learned of the principal vacancy a couple board meetings ago, there was debate primarily amongst administration whether or not we were looking for a temporary fill in the blank kind of principal to get us to span the time frame of 1 to 2 years to be the bad guy or the bad girl to implement all these policy changes and then look for a more permanent replacement, long-term replacement thereafter. So how did your thought process change according to the candidate pool, and what's the final determination on how you foresee Mr. Hall back here?
Right. So I left that conversation with the understanding that the board felt that I should, do a search for, long-term principal. If we cannot find anybody that meets the qualifications, then the board would consider going with an interim. I think, while we didn't have a lot of applicants, we did have some qualified applicants. Phil does have the experience that, we desire. He's been a dean of students, assistant principal, athletic director, so certainly comes with a wide range of experience. Currently, he, serves in Slate Valley, so he's well aware of our vision, our policies and procedures, and, I think.
I'm just going to interrupt. Trevor, that's our we'll see you at the 24th, right? Yep. Okay, so, but still, thank you. Thank you. This is your last real board meeting.
Speech.
Yeah.
Speech.
Thank you.
Unless we write you in.
All right, the 24th, Trevor. All right.
So, and I think that Phil comes with the highest recommendation of the committee. And Rebecca can certainly speak to that, not to put you on the spot, but.
It also felt the committee really did not want to go the interim route. They were kind of tired of the constant changes and wanted some
Stability.
No, I was trying to think of the word that the lady used. Longevity.
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 They just didn't want, the overall consensus was they wanted somebody to come in and do what needed to be done and stay the long haul.
Well, to that point, I'll ask you, is it your intent to make this your home for the long-term future? This isn't a stepping stone to a different kind of position somewhere else? You've been happy thus far with your experience at the village school, and you want to remain a part of the Slate Valley family for the foreseeable future?
Yes, Tim, that is my intent.
Okay.
I was firstly attracted to the job because of the Fairhaven community, and second because of Slate Valley District. This is the district I want to work for. This is the job I want to work in. I would see a pretty long future here.
You're from the Rutland area? Or
I'm not. I'm originally from East Montpelier, Vermont.
Okay. Thank you.
Overall, the board was really, really, well, not overall, completely, after his was done, they were like, this is the guy. It was the general consensus, and they were just blown away with his interview. He did a great job.
I have two more questions if no one else wants to interrupt me. Is it our intent, I would presume, to hire a replacement for Mr. Hall as an assistant at the village school, no matter the results of the bond?
Correct.
So you do feel that we certainly do need an assistant or a primary person at the village school?
Correct. And the principal is here, Kim Perhoda. I think she would echo that. For the time being, yep.
And then my last question is, I'm just curious where we arrived at the salary. I'm fine with the salary, but as we've seen in some recent board meetings, the principals tend to chat amongst themselves. So in terms of equity and fairness, I'm just curious, are we coming up with these principal salaries based on number of grades they service, number of kids, size of school, experience?
So we look at size of school, experience, and I look at the comparables regionally.
Okay.
And that's how we determine the salary.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I was wondering if he could just tell us a little bit about what he did before he came to Castleton. I know I read your letter and I didn't get to read everything, but you could just hear, what your experience is before Castleton Village School. And
Sure.
what-
I'm going to go ahead and stand up. I feel weird. Yeah, so I began in education not all that long ago, but for the years before I came to Castleton, I was at Mount St. Joseph Academy in Rutland, Vermont, and I was a teacher and a coach there, then became athletic director, dean of students, and was the assistant principal in charge of day-to-day operations for 2 years before coming over to Castleton. So I've been a school administrator for a number of years now. I talked to the committee a little bit about my job at MSJ was essentially to drive enrollment, or at least that's how it felt. So I have quite a bit of experience with that, which I think is part of the reason I'm so excited about this position. Is there's going to be a lot of opportunities to get involved with our district strategy and with the state of our district and the surrounding districts. That's something that really excites me about this job. So yeah, if you have any other questions about my background.
I know you attended Castleton, right?
Yeah.
Because they did a beautiful op-ed on you.
Yeah.
It's on their website if you guys like to look at it.
Yes, I'm a
Great.
graduate of Castleton University. It was called the State College when I
Yes.
graduated.
Yeah.
They did send me an update.
An updated diploma, yes. Yep, great.
Where do you live now, Phil?
I live in Rutland. I'm looking at houses though.
Hey,
You don't want a house over there, you mean? You don't?
We're thinking about moving more closer this way.
Oh, good, good.
Any other questions?
We, you said.
Yes.
You have your family.
I have my wife Brittany and an almost 2-year-old. He'll be 2 on Saturday, Jackson.
Good.
So moving this way is good, 'cause that brings a child.
You're increasing enrollment.
One check. Father was in the board packet.
Hey.
Maybe he's gonna have a whole herd.
There you go.
Question.
Excellent.
So how many years have you been in education, the timeline? Like how many years at,
Total years in ed.
yes, and how many years, St. Joe?
8. I should mention, in my private school experience, I was teaching and an administrator for the same time for 3 years. So in those 8 years of experience, there are 5 years of teaching experience as well as now 5 years of admin. So 10 years of experience in 8 years, if you will.
Always taught high school, Phil?
Yes, I did work for 1 year in an intermediate school, which was 34th grade school.
Okay.
I taught high school science for 3 years. And So, and then I taught high school health for a few years when I was assistant principal.
So you're energetic and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Move
I like
this
it.
high school forward.
And maybe, Jason, you can speak, how do you guys plan on working together here towards the end of the school year to kind of bring him up to speed and kind of cross-train
Yeah.
a little bit? How's
Yeah,
that
so
gonna work?
Jason and I had our first conversation about that this afternoon. So we honestly do not have a set plan at this point. However, Brooke and myself and Jason and myself have had conversations around, being in the district allows us a lot of opportunities, not only with Jason, but with Kate and Margaret, for me to get over here and figure out what's going on ahead of time.
Any other questions? All right, so I need a motion, please.
Make the motion.
Second.
He's got it.
He's got to read it.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the contract for Carlton Phil Hall as principal for Slate Valley Unified Union School District at the high school level. It's a 2-year contract beginning July 1, 2020 through June 30th, 2022. Salary will be $100,000 for the first year, plus current IRS mileage per mile for travel. Annual salary shall be paid in equal installments in accordance with the policy of the board governing payment and other professional staff members in the district. The salary for 21-22 school year will be determined.
Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
All right, any other questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you, and congratulations, Phil. Welcome aboard. There you go. All right, Central, how are we doing on time? Good. No, not
No,
yet.
we're gonna do them
Nope.
later.
Yep.
At the end of the meeting.
Yep. Central office report came separately, I noticed.
Yes.
Yes.
Or today.
Yes, so I'm gonna apologize, I did not get to that.
That's all right.
Because it came late today. Maybe if I'd had it on Friday when I was sitting at home in my pajamas, I would have been able to read it.
Really the one I got after.
What? You're on the email.
So if anybody has any questions about that, I don't know if anybody had a chance to read it, or, okay. That was a late one. All right. I can't even find it here now.
It's just, no.
It just came today, right? Oh, here it is. Board docs.
What time did it come?
This afternoon.
This afternoon,
4:05, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't read it.
Yeah, 4:05, it came.
So, what we can do is if you have questions about it, feel
Yep.
free to reach out, or we can answer them definitely at the next board meeting.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. CLA, thanks, Cheryl. I love reading about the CLA. All right, and then there was also another document in there. Do we need to talk about that document?
We'll do it later when we do
Okay,
the contracts.
awesome.
The rest of the contracts.
All right, so should we move to student hearing? Executive session for student hearing?
With the administration.
With the administration. All right, so I need a motion to move into executive session for student hearing
So moved.
with administration, please.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. Okay, can I have a motion, please?
I move that student number 1118, is it an 8 or a 0?
They're
Can you read it?
8 or a 0 at the end. 8?
They're eights, they're all eights.
They're all 8s. Get it? 11188. 3 ones, yeah. To be suspended through the last academic day of the 2019-2020 school year. Will be suspended, I would say, from Fairhaven Union High School.
Second.
Okay, any other questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries, thank you. All right, and now do we go right back in? Help me out here. Gotta do this, right? First?
Well, however.
Yep. All right,
Well, we have
so,
contracts to do too, so I don't know what order.
is there more than one? We did that. We want to do the other one in executive session.
There's a bunch.
Okay.
There's all the
Okay,
contracts.
all right. So let's do contracts first. We have some contracts just to do.
Well, the first thing I think we should talk about
In general.
this.
Okay. So attached to the email that came at 4:09, which nobody was able to read, which we understand, was a document about non-union fringe benefit package. So understanding what our non-union benefit package is, because we're going to be talking about non-union contracts tonight.
So, this is something the RSU board used to occasionally approve. It has not been approved in many years. It's just something we've rolled over. And so what I've done is I've updated our non-union fringe benefit package sheet. And what I've tried to do, and I know I've spoken to you all about this in the past, is
Bye, have a good night.
we had many people with different vacation days, different carve-outs for different things. So really, in the last couple of years, as we've been through the merger, we've tried to bring all of those things in line. And so this is one document that outlines all of those things. This is for everyone in central office, support staff, and administration. It's also for folks like the facilities managers fall under this, maintenance technicians fall under this, SAP counselor, homeschool coordinator. So we have, quite a few non-union, positions throughout the district. So, the other thing is personal leave and bereavement leave was not clarified in the old, fringe benefit package. It was just very, vague, so we've used the same language that's in our other master agreements, just for consistency's sake across the district. We really tried to differentiate between calendar year employees, school year employees, just to make it very, very clear. The other thing that this allows us to do, in the admin contracts that I have for you tonight, instead it just says refer to the non-union benefit package versus listing all of these things in the individual contracts. The only time that we've listed them in the individual contracts, and if some folks have some carve-outs that they've had for years and years because of the different boards, we do have some grandfathering. Like, we do have a couple administrators that have 30 vacation days, but that's typically not what we're doing going forward. We're doing 25. So, that's where we've clarified in the actual contract.
And would you like us to approve this?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Can I ask,
So no, we're going to do a motion first. Can I
Okay.
have a motion to approve?
make a motion to approve?
Second. Thank you. All right, discussion?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
I understand the sick leave, the calendar year employees and the school year employees, the same with the personal leave. But on the vacation, non-union support staff employees. So who are they compared
Like
to?
my business office, my administrative assistant,
So
Chris's
is that the
admin-
full year employees,
Yes, calendar year,
not school year employees?
correct.
That answers it. I was gonna ask if it was school year employees when they're supposed to take
No,
their
it's
vacation.
calendar year.
Gotcha.
And I can clarify that.
Tim?
The first paragraph on the second page, professional leave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what that is.
So everybody has to have a license.
And that.
So that's what it is, fulfill the requirements of the position.
So, like, for example, if we have someone that would like to go to a conference, within the current contract, it allows for that. Professional leave is something when we put in our absence management system. If we have a day out to go to a conference, you categorize it as professional leave day. that you're not actually on site, you're at a conference or a workshop or
This
what
has
have-
nothing to do with people getting 6 credits per year.
No, that I actually put right in the administrator contracts. Those are, yep.
Anybody else?
Boy, we pay a lot for insurance buyouts.
Maybe. You mean just the $2,000 annually? You get more.
That's what we do consistently across the district.
Yeah, it's just a good buyout.
It's going away in most places. Not schools yet, but most companies, corporations, it's going away.
Yeah.
So other than wordsmithing, there's really no changes to this. No increased days, no hours, no carryover that we weren't aware of ahead of time.
Nope, this is pretty much what folks have had.
Okay.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, there you go. All right, so contracts.
How do you want to do it?
Should we just go into executive session, just look at them all?
That's fine.
All right,
Just me.
so I need a motion to go into executive session with the superintendent for contracts.
So moved.
Thank you.